Hi guys, Casper MMA here, and today we're back with another LFA predictions video on the channel. Today giving my predictions for LFA 198, Johns versus Douglas. So it's been a good couple weeks since I last did an LFA predictions video, but I want to get back in the game, give my predictions for this week's action, and let you guys know what I think. So before I get into it, make sure if you're not already and you enjoy this type of content, you're going to below and hit the subscribe button. It's free and it's much appreciated. So overall on the card, we have 11 bouts, and we kick things off with the first prelim of Eileen David versus Charlotte Craig. Now, David is 1-1. She's the Brazilian. She's won her first fight by split decision and then lost in the next fight by a rear naked choke in round number 1. So, I don't know what to say, 50-50 start there to a career, whereas her opponent, we'd have no idea. She's 0-0 in professionally. She had 4 amateur fights, won 3, lost 1. So, not too sure what to go off. Looks-wise, Craig is better looking, but that's not how I pick fights. So I feel like David is going to get this win here. I mean, there's not much to go off here. I just think she's had more professional fights. She's been in the octagon. Well, not really the, well, I don't know what you call it, LFA ring. But she's been there longer than Craig has, and I feel she's going to get the win by decision. Now, moving up the card too, another women's fight. Mariana Piccolo versus Elizabeth Rodriguez. Now, this is a pretty easy fight to pick. I'm going with Piccolo. She's 4-2. Brazilian. She looks pretty decent, to be fair. On a 3-fight winning streak as well. 2 wins by submission, 1 win by decision. Last loss came to Dion Barboza, who is in the UFC, and she's actually pretty good. Elizabeth Rodriguez, on the other hand, 2-3, 33 years old. She's not great. I mean, she lost her last fight. Her last win was in 2022. So, I'll be going with Piccolo to get this job done by decision. Now, moving up the card too. Robson Jr. versus Enktar Bayartsogt. What on earth I just said there? No idea, but he is Mongolian, this man. Bayartsogt. I'm just going to call him that. No idea. But yes, 7-4 record on a 3-fight winning streak at the minute. He's got a few decent wins now. He's on a 3-fight finish streak as well, to be fair, but I don't know how good opponents he has been facing in his different regional promotions. Don't know. Robson Jr. on the other hand, 5-2, being LFA a bit. I mean, his last loss was to Hyder and Mill, who is really good and he's in the UFC. But since then, he's had 2 finishes, both in LFA. And yeah, I think Robson Jr. is a pretty good fighter. I picked him to win in his last fight against Richie. So I think I'm going to pick him again here because I don't know how good Bayartsogt is going to be. I mean, I don't think he's maybe fought as good as opponents as Junior has. So I feel like Junior is going to come in here, get the win, and I think he's going to get the KO in round number 2. Now, moving up the card too, Jake Woodley versus James Romero. Now, this should be a fun fight, you know. Got Jake Woodley 4-0, James Romero 2-0. Both guys undefeated, so should be fun. Woodley is he's got 2 wins by decision, 1 win by submission, 1 win by KO. He can do it all, apparently. 1 win in the LFA not too long ago. James Romero, on the other hand, 2 wins, both by finish, 1 by submission, 1 by KO. So both these guys look like they can do anything they want, really. He KO'd Tovar, submitted Paulsen. So I feel like this could go either way, really. Both guys undefeated. Hard to pick. But I'm swaying towards James Romero here. You know, he's just 2 finishes back to back. Looks pretty dangerous. So I feel like he's going to get another finish here. And Romero is going to get the KO in round number 1. Now, moving up the card too. Chris Mecate versus Shaheen Santana. Now, Chris Mecate. Both these guys are American. 9-2 record for Mecate. He is on a 4-fight winning streak. One of these wins is flagged for something, potential issues with legitimacy, so interesting that one. But apart from that, he's only had 2 losses on his record, but he's had a lot of finishes, a lot of decision wins as well. He looks a pretty good fighter. On the other hand, Shaheen Santana, also decent record, 8-3, pretty similar. Yeah, he was actually on a 6-fight winning streak. Then he went to the Contender Series, lost to Natan Levy. And then since then, it's not looked too good, really. He's come back for a split decision win in LFA, though. So another toss-up, really. But I do think Chris Mecate is the better fighter here. He's on a more win streak at the minute, carrying that into this fight. I feel he's going to get the win here, and I think it's going to be a Mecate decision. Now, moving up the card too. We're on the main card now. Arthur Barrios versus Ty Miller. Now, both these guys look like decent prospects, to be fair. Arthur Barrios 4-1. Was 4-0, but he did lose his last fight by doctor stoppage to Haroldo Ferreira. That was in back in 2023, so he hasn't fought since then. Whereas his opponent, Ty Miller, 5-0, undefeated, only 24 years of age as well. Last fight was this year. He won by a 2-punch combo, apparently in round number 1. So this guy has got quite a few wins, a few KOs as well. He's at least 3 KOs in there. So I feel like Barrios could get a win here, but I'm just going to be siding with Miller to get this job done. I mean, he's undefeated. I can't really pick against him. So I feel Miller is going to get this job done. And I think he gets the decision. Now, moving up the card too. Sydney Trillo versus Stephanie Nayen. Now, Sydney Trillo, 4-1 record. Her only loss coming to Fatima Klein, who, as we know, was in the UFC. She fought Jasmine Deshuda Vicious. But apart from that, she's got a lot of finishes for a woman. Defend doesn't happen often. She's got like a KO, a submission, and she'd actually get KO'd by Fatima Klein. But she's get 2 wins this year as well, so she's coming in with a win streak. However, her opponent, Stephanie Nayen, 2-0 record, undefeated. I mean, she hasn't had much experience though. She's fought 2 wins on some random promotions. I'm not sure what these are. Solid as Rock Fighting Championship. Your guess is as good as mine. But 2 wins by decision there. But I do just think Trillo is going to get this job done. I mean, she's fought better opponents. She's had more fights as well, more experience. So I think Trillo is going to get this job done. And I reckon she's going to get the decision. So, moving up the card, we have Laren versus Ile Barzilay. He's got a weird name, Ile Barzilay. Interesting. But Laren, 4-2, American man, aged 29 years old. All 4 of his wins have come by KO, and all 2 of his losses have come by decision. So he's a finisher. His last 2 wins have been by first round finishes as well. So he looks a pretty dangerous fighter, to be fair. On the other hand, Barzilay, 5-0 from Israel. Looks a very good prospect here. Undefeated. I mean, he's got his last win was a round 1 KO. So both these guys got a few KOs on their record. So I feel like there is going to be a KO probably in this fight, and I think it is going to come by the way of Ilya Barzilay, and I think he's going to get the KO in round number 1. Now, moving up the card to Beatriz Mesquita versus Fernanda Araujo. I don't know how you say that, but Beatriz Mesquita, she's only 2-0 in MMA, but if you look at her grappling record, she has many fights and a lot of wins. She's beat some very good opponents as well. She's beat some like UFC level opponents in grappling and stuff, so she's a very good grappler. Both her MMA wins have come by rear naked choke in round number 1. I picked her to beat Butler in the last fight. She's a very good fighter, especially on the ground. And her opponent, Araujo, 2-4 in total, 3 losses in a row, 3 losing streak at the minute. I feel like this pick is self-explanatory. I'll be going with Mesquita to get this job done by submission in round number 1. Now, moving up to the co-main event. Richie Miranda versus Hugo Oyarzun. Now, Richie Miranda, very good record here, 9-1. Pretty decent. I mean, his only loss is a split decision to Keegan Greenwich. But apart from that, pretty solid record. A lot of finishes. I mean, 4 wins by KO, 2 wins by submission. I mean, he's a very dangerous fighter, is Miranda. His opponent, Hugo Oyarzun, 8-3 in total. He is coming off a loss by split decision in UWC promotion. I'm not too familiar with that one, but he built up a 4-fight winning streak. Just lost his last fight, and he looks alright. I don't think he's the best of fighters, so I feel like Miranda is the better fighter out of the 2. He's going to get this job done, I think. It should be quite easy for him. So I'm going to go for Miranda to get the job done by decision. Now, moving up, the main event. Elijah Johns versus Lerryan Douglas. Now, this is for the title, one of the belts, the featherweight championship. Elijah Johns, 10-2, 28 years of age. Most of his wins coming by decision, but he has got a few finishes in there as well. His last loss was back in 2021, the split decision, but since then He's won 3 decisions in a row. Also had a no contest as well. I don't know what happened there. I don't know. It doesn't really say it was in the title fight. But yeah, it was a no contest. But then he came back and beat Alfred Walker for the belt, I think. So he's fighting Lerryan Douglas, who not as good record, 11-5. He's on a 3-fight winning streak though, all by KO as well. So he's a danger to what's his face, Elijah Johns. But I don't think Johns is going to get KO'd here. I don't think he's ever been KO'd in his career so far. So I feel like Elijah Johns is going to win this fight, and he's going to get the decision win. So there we have it. There are my picks for LFA 198. Let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with any of my picks. And that's all for today's video. If you guys enjoyed it, maybe leave a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.